Hello everyone, my name is Thomas Edison Cruz
And I'm Shara Gonzalez.
and we are the
Hoppers.
So, good day sir. My name is Thomas Edison Cruz
And I'm Shara Gonzalez.
so we have heard that you are a call center agent, and if you don't mind, if you're going to ask questions about BPO company.
Sure.
So, may we know your name first sir?
Yes, my name is John Americanos.
Okay. What BPO company are you connected right now?
Well, I'm currently employed in HGS, also known as Individual Global Solutions.
Sir, how long have you been staying in that BPO company?
Well, I've been part of that program for almost 3 years. I started November 24, 2016.
Previously, if any, what BPO company have you worked with?
Well, that's my first time. That's my first company that I worked with.
Ah, okay. So, what position and what accounts are you handling at the present?
Yes, I'm one of the subject matter expert, also known as a supervisor. We are handling storm doors in US.
Okay, sir. So, why did you prefer to work in that company?
I have two reasons. First is salary wise, and second is about scheduling of my course they're offering two ops.
So it includes that in the reason. So the next question is, do you see yourself working and retiring in the BPO company? Sir?
Well, for now, yes. It's because for as long as the company can accommodate all the needs of my family.
So the last question is that what can you advise to the future aspiring applicants on the BPO industry?
Well, you should have an integrity. You should be a punctual person.
Yes.
And of course, you have to learn more about English language.
So thank you for your cooperation, sir.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you.
Thank you, sir.
Good day, sir. My name is Thomas Edison Estos. Before we start,
Your name is Thomas Edison. Is
Edison.
that serious?
Yes.
No
Yes,
way.
sir.
Amazing.
So maybe know yourself first.
My name is Christopher Ivan Arcega. So my friends call me Ivan.
Okay, thanks. Today, sir, we have heard that you are a call center agent. If you don't mind, if we are going to ask a few questions about BPO companies. Sir.
Sure.
So the first question is, what BPO company are you connected with right now, sir?
My current company is called Continuum. I just moved there last June. So I started last June. So I'm just waiting for regularization this coming December.
So how long have you been staying in that BPO company, sir?
So June, July, August, September, October, November, around 5 months.
5 months. So, if any, what BPO company or companies have you worked with?
There's been a lot. I think I've been to at least 5 companies. The first one was called eTelecare way back 2009. Second one was Concentrix. And then after which I went with Cytel, and then after Cytel, IBM. And then I started with IBM from 2012, and then it was bought out. So IBM sold their call centers, and then Concentrix bought it. So technically went back to Concentrix. Yep. So from 2012, and then 2013 they sold the company up until just last year I was with Concentrix. So I stayed with Concentrix for a total of 7 years.
Almost.
Yeah, and then I resigned, and then I moved with Continuum.
So, what position and what accounts are you handling at present, sir?
Right now I'm handling a travel account called Hotwire. So
Hotwire.
basically what they do is it's similar to what Trivago does, but for Trivago they book. Well, actually, it's very similar. For Trivago, it's hotel. For Hotwire, they also book flights, hotels, cars in the United States. So that's the business. So what I do there is I'm a trainer. So I manage people and I also train them.
Like team leader, sir?
No, it's different. Team leaders handle teams when they're in operations. What I do is when there's no employees, so I'm tasked to make sure that I train them before they get to operations. I also do refresher trainings for people in operations. And also upskillings. Let's say there's new information, new policies that has to be rolled out. So I do that. I also manage people from time to time, and I also do analytics. So that's what I do there.
So, the next question is what position and why did you prefer and what are your reasons to for working in that BPO company?
Well, after I graduated from school, I didn't really want to be a nurse because I originally was a nurse or studied nurse. But after I graduated, I figured I didn't really want to, pursue what I studied. So after I graduated, I applied in the BPO, and it just panned from there. I figured I was a perfect fit for the BPO because I love being around people, I love talking, and I really enjoyed it. So, and then after a while, of course, the money is great, and then after a while, I just continued on, and then I found my calling in training because I really wanted to be a trainer ever since I began in the BPO. So yeah, that's it.
So do you see yourself working and retiring in the BPO company?
Well, right now, ever since I had a kid, I'm actually thinking of bigger things. It's not that you don't. It's not that you don't get somewhere in the BPO. There's a ton of opportunities that people usually miss because they usually think BPO, and why study something and then end up in the BPO. That's usually the discussion. But in all honesty, being in the BPO offers a lot of opportunities, and you can get up the corporate ladder and earn really high. But the problem is, ever since I had a kid, my priorities shifted and I wanted something better. So this past few months I'm actually contemplating about probably starting a business or getting a seaman's book and being a seaman. But I'm still thinking about it because right now I'm earning kind of good. So I'm averaging around 50 a month.
50K?
Yep. So it's a good deal. But I'm getting kind of tired of it. But we'll see. I don't know. I'm not sure yet.
So the last question is, what advice can you give to the aspiring applicants on BPO industry?
Make sure that you want to do it. Unlike, because I've been training people, so I've been doing this for a total of almost a decade and a year, or 11 years. So I started when I was young. I started when I was 19. Make sure that when you go into the BPO, you're sure about it and that it's really what you want to do. It's also I guess a good stepping stone for you to get experiences in the corporate world for that specific industry rather. The business process outsource industry is very robust, and I say that because if you apply as a call center agent, you get experience, you get the money at the beginning, especially right now. I mean, if we are talking about like 5-8 years ago, the salary for new hires would be around average. There are companies that were paying 12,000 for new hires, but now they're averaging 26 to 28,000. So that's a big amount. But my problem is, after training a lot of people and interviewing a lot of people, they usually resign in a year, and that's usually the habit. So that's why there are people that's called hoppers,
Yes.
because every 6 months or every year, they resign. So I guess what I'm saying is you have to be prepared, and that you really want to do the job. Skills wise, as an advice, English skills, you have to have at least the elementary skills to survive in the BPO industry. After a while, you improve on your English. You just really have to be consistent about it, and that you always also want to improve yourself, because there are people that they feel that they can speak English, that's already it. But sometimes you still have to improve. You hear me right now, but I didn't sound like this when I started. Although I was very much proficient in English before, because when I was a kid, I really didn't know how to speak Filipino until I went to elementary school. But I sounded really differently. And then with experience, with talking with Canadians, Indians, different countries, UK, so you start adapting your own style and your own accent. And so that's for, I guess, for your communication skills, and then a lot of patience, because contrary to popular belief, BPOs are not that easy. If you don't have the patience for it, and if you're not thick-skinned and you're very sensitive, you're not gonna survive the BPO industry.
Thank you, sir, for your cooperation.
Yeah, sure.